Chet, this game tested you guys in so many different ways. Right off the bat, what'd you make of just the togetherness of the group and the presence that you all had?
Obviously, it's a unique situation. There's not many games where you do something like that before the game, in the middle of your kind of preparation. But I mean, we all kind of discussed it, like, you have to be present and enjoy the ceremony, but as soon as that's over, we got to get ready to play a game. It wasn't perfect early, it wasn't perfect the whole game, but credit to our team, credit to the guys out there. That's what they do. Just find a way, come away with a win. Especially in that first half, you seemed to really kind of gash the zone. You found lots of great pockets. What went into your process of creating the looks that you wanted and making yourself a big target there? Just trying to be aggressive, understand what they're trying to do, understand what we're trying to do, and seek out opportunities within that. I feel like I did a good job of being aggressive for the most part throughout the whole game. Had a little stretch where shots just weren't going down for me, but I feel like maybe there was a couple outside shots that I could have took that I didn't, but outside of that, I feel like I did a good job being aggressive when I had an opportunity.
Shea had 24 of his points, I think, in the fourth quarter, and then the overtimes.
He had 5 at halftime.
Yeah. Can you kind of just speak to, from your perspective, what you saw out of him and just his continued ability to rise to those moments?
Yeah. I mean, obviously it was no secret that he had 5 at halftime. I mean, I just said it, but he's somebody that we never even check in on. It's not even like, you okay? Is there something going on? Like, he's good. You know what I'm saying? When he has to look to score and make plays, he's going to do it. I feel like he did a great job early on of trying to trust us and help work us into the game as a collective. And some shots weren't going down for us that normally do go down, and he did a great job of still doing that down the stretch as well, but also looking for his own. So credit to him tonight. It's when you think you're going to hold him under 30, it's just doesn't happen.
Chet, I got to ask about the ring. How does it feel?
It's pretty heavy, but it's amazing. It's amazing.
So obviously it's a weird thing to have a game as competitive as that, and then you have that thing before the game where you guys are celebrating last year. But what stands out to you just about those 20 or so minutes on the court with your teammates?
I wouldn't. Not many things I would trade it for. I'm so happy to see the success and happiness of everybody else out there. I'm happy to share that with them, share that moment with them. That's the rings, the banner, the fact that we won, that's forever. Nobody can take that away. That banner is going to hang for a long time in Oklahoma City, and I'm happy we're able to share that with the city. But we also understand, and our organization as well. They put 0 and 0 inside of our rings. So everybody knows we have to turn the page and continue to try and improve and get better. And last year is last year. We'll have that forever, but it doesn't continue on forever. So we got to turn the page.
What did it mean to lay your hands on the banner before when it's there?
It was pretty sick because other than the people that move it to the new arena, probably won't be touched by anybody outside of us. So it's special. It's kind of like getting your hands on the trophy or the rings, just a special piece of history.
Chet, you talked about playing with more physicality throughout your career. Tonight you look at Houston and the size of the lineup they threw out there. Just will you talk about just what you felt like going up and playing against all those big dudes?
Yeah, I mean, I felt good. I felt like I finished through contact a couple times, but I still feel like there's areas where I could be better, especially on the defensive end. There were sometimes I had a chance to kind of assert more physicality, and I didn't get the job done on those plays. So got to watch those back and see what I can do better. But it's going to be ongoing. Learning how to be more physical, continuing to get stronger. I think it's until I'm done playing, that's never going to end.
Chet, I know coming off of a championship run, everyone goes into the offseason with a different focus, but specifically A.J. Mitchell, him being so young. What have you seen from him during the offseason, especially tonight?
He's a killer. he's cold. I did my pre-draft stuff up in Santa Barbara, so I didn't know. I never met him when I was out there, but I knew of him, and I actually thought he was a really good player back then. And now seeing it up close, he's a really good player. That's no secret. I'm happy. Obviously, I never want to see anybody out with an injury, but I'm happy that this opportunity is arising for him in this way, because he's going to make the most of it, and we're going to need him. He's going to make big plays for us. So, I see how hard he works. I see how much he cares, and I can't wait for it to pay off for him.
You talked earlier about sort of the size of their team. I wanted to ask, because you came into the league playing a lot of solo center minutes. Now it seems like you guys, Houston, a lot of other teams are playing double big lineups. Why do you think that's sort of now viable in a league that's trending towards small ball for a long time?
I mean, I feel like it's a opportunity for us to improve, myself as well as the team. Early on, the year I was hurt, we didn't play with any fives for the most part. We played all guards out there, and then when I came back, it was a lot of single big, and then we got really good at that, but we understood that there has to be more to us as a team than just, a fastball. So, this is a different pitch for us, and, I have to continue to improve in order for that look to improve. So, that's kind of the process that's going to be going with that look, and, it's great to have different things that you can throw out there in a game.
You guys have seen a lot of zones here in the last year or so. You worked the middle a lot tonight. I'm sure that was designed to break it down.
Yeah, I think we'll see more and more of it as teams, try to play bigger, throw two bigs out there. We're going to see a lot of zones, so we got to get really good at attacking those looks. There's different ways to do it in transition and the half court, and I feel like, we did a good job tonight at that, but there's still a lot of room for improvement.
Thank you, Jeff.
Y'all have a great night.